What's up YouTube? Brian Fagioli here. And what if I told you that this docking station was magic? That would not be true. It's not magic. However, it is magic-like in the fact that it's a Thunderbolt 3 dock with USB-C laptop compatibility. That means this is a Thunderbolt 3 dock that can also connect to laptops that don't have Thunderbolt 3. As long as they have USB-C, they can also work with this dock. So why would you want such a product? This would be good in an office setting or even in a home setting where you're connecting multiple laptops to a single desktop situation where you have like a keyboard, a mouse, a monitor, and let's say one person has a Thunderbolt computer, one person doesn't, they have a USB-C laptop, and they're going to be at different times using the same dock. They both can use this dock. This would also be good for someone who has a USB-C laptop now, but maybe they're planning to upgrade to a Thunderbolt 3 machine in the future. This would give you both of the capabilities. So it's cool that it does both of those things. So turn your Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C equipped laptop into a dual monitor working station, adding 5 USB ports, gigabit Ethernet, and power and charging. All right, let's take a look at the box. So on the back, it kind of shows some of those ports, but we'll look at that when we actually do the unboxing. So let's go ahead and open the box. Unfortunately, it looks like I can't use my fun knife here because there's no tape on the box. Let's see. So to open this, we just, I think, pull this tab out. There we go. And on the top, first thing we see is the dock. So I'm just going to put that to the side for a moment so we can look at the other things that are included inside the box. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of that cardboard insert, and we have in here, let's see. We have a little booklet here, some information about this. Power LED, Thunderbolt 3 host port, mounting holes. Oh, mounting holes. Is it? Okay. USB-A ports, 3.5mm audio on the front. There's a Kensington lock slot. Yeah, let's just go ahead and put that to the side. And, okay. Because we're going to look at the actual product in a moment. Inside the box we have a cable, which is, this is a Thunderbolt 3 cable, and it is labeled as such here. This is a really nice cable. There's no seams on the connectors. It's nice and thick. It's a good length. Nice, nice Thunderbolt 3 cable, I should say. What else do we have inside the box? We have this power brick, and we have the AC adapter, and that's it. So let's go ahead and take a look. The power brick is big, but it's not insanely so. We can see here it has like that Mickey Mouse style of connector. There is in the box a USA adapter, which this would go into the power brick, of course, and this would plug into the wall. We also have this, which I believe is for the UK. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Won't even be using that anyway because I live in the USA. And then this will plug into the Thunderbolt 3 dock. So let's take a look at the dock. Let's put this to the side. The docking station comes wrapped in this plastic, and there's a tab here. I'm just going to pull this all off. And we have a beautiful docking station. So let's see, the sides, it feels like the top is definitely not metal. The top is like a matte black plastic with the StarTech logo here. The sides aren't very cold either. I don't know if maybe this is plastic as well. But let's look at the sides here. So we have venting and the Kensington lock. This is so you can lock this to a desk or something. So if you have a child going to college or you're in an office setting where you don't want people to just walk off with your stuff, even if you're at home, you can kind of put like a chain around your desk and then put it into here. You know, someone who's really interested in stealing this, they can probably break through that Kensington lock. but it'll slow them down, of course. Someone can't just quickly and sneakily like shove it in their bag, their bag or their pocket or something. On the front, we have a 3.5 millimeter audio jack here, which is for microphone headphone, like a headset jack. I prefer having that on the rear, but a lot of people like having it on the front because they're like plugging and unplugging a headset. I like having it on the rear for when I'm connecting to speakers. This way I don't have a wire hanging off the front and like going around the rear. On the front, we have a USB, it looks like a 3.1 Gen 2 port. It says 10 gigabits per second, and it has a charging on it here. I believe that means that this will charge even with like the laptop off and everything. This will continue to function as a charging port. On the front, we have, this is the Thunderbolt 3 host connector. So the laptop would connect to this. Now, again, this is not my favorite placement of a port at home because I want the cables to be hidden on the back. For this particular dock, where I see this being used more in a business setting or a an education setting, like a school or something, in a business, you would basically, or even like in a college, like I said, like a college dorm, let's say 2 people are sharing one set, there's lots of different scenarios, but here it makes sense because you might be like plugging and unplugging your device. You want to just quickly plug it into the front. But then you have this wire hanging off the front. If you're someone who is going to basically use this like connected non-stop and you're only using the one laptop, you might want to get a dock where it connects in the back. On this side, we just have vents, just the venting holes. And on the back, we have the magic. So we have gigabit Ethernet here, which is really great to have because a lot of laptops don't come with that anymore, which is unfortunate. But they're just, if you need a, I don't want to say need, but if you want a thin laptop, if you look at the size of a Ethernet connector, it's very large. I mean, it's hard to make that into a thin laptop. I've seen some companies use it where it's like, it kind of opens up. There's like movable parts to like make it bigger, kind of like pulls out in the bottom and you can plug in Ethernet. But most people nowadays, I think, would really just use dongles if they had to have hard wired Ethernet. But it's nice to have it here built into this docking station. Then we have 2 USB 3.1, looks like Gen 1 ports, 5 gigabits per second. So you have 2 USB Type A ports here. Then we have a USB-C, 10 gigabits per second. Another one, 10 gigabits per second. Then video, this is interesting, is only display ports. We have 2 display ports. I love that. HDMI is great if you're using a television, because usually that's all they have or HDMI. DisplayPort is the superior port. And if you're using this with a computer, if your monitor has DisplayPort, you want to use DisplayPort. It's just a better connector. We have the power adapter here, the power port here that the adapter would plug into and plug into the wall. And let's take a look at the bottom here. It has a MAC address, the model number, which is TB3CDK2DP. There's a serial number there, there's a MAC address for the Ethernet. It's made in China. There's some certifications. The bottom is like a rubber, which should stop it from like gliding. This wood is like very slippery. Like I have a mouse, and it glides perfectly. This doesn't move. If you see, it's like barely moving. I'm putting a lot of pressure on it. It's because of this rubber feet on the bottom. And then there's 4 holes. I don't know if that's like is that the VESA mounting? I don't know if that's to like mount it on the back of a monitor. Is that gonna line up? But there's mounting holes there, which is interesting to me. I don't know that I've seen that on other large docking stations like this. So that's it, guys. I mean, this is a Thunderbolt 3 / USB-C docking station. Comes with a nice cable. Again, this is going to plug into the front. This is pretty much going to be always left plugged in. And then this is going to plug into your laptop, or it's going to plug into your, I mean, it could even be used potentially with the desktop, I suppose, if a desktop had USB-C or Thunderbolt 3. But this would essentially just be plugged in all the time. And like I said, if you are leaving this connected to speakers as well, then you have another wire hanging off the front. So you'd have 2 wires hanging off. So for me, I might do something like that where it goes around and then plugs into the laptop. Try to minimize the wires that are hanging off the front, essentially. I would even prefer to have this maybe moved on the side. So wouldn't that be nicer if it was just like plugged in here on the side and this was all nice and clean on the front? Another thing that's lacking here, if you need it, is there's no SD card slot, which is probably fine. A lot of people like to use their own USB-C SD readers, but it's nice to have it on the front if there is, just to plug in a USB. I'm sorry, just to plug in an SD card slot. But that's it, folks. And again, let's give out this model number. This is the StarTech.com TB3CDK2DP. And it is a magical, or magic-like, USB-C and Thunderbolt 3 docking station in one, a 2-in-1 situation. All right, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.